So starting with the red, that's going to be the main color. I'm going to lightly put that little oval at the top. And then I'm going to put down as light as possible a layer of red on the entire thing. Still using your lines going around, curving it around the ball or sphere, whatever you want to call it. Super, super, super light here because we've got to blend lots of colors together. If you need a sharpener, there's a few out there, pass them around. Get one from a neighbor. And then get that first super, super light layer on there. The whole thing, minus the highlight at the top. With the color pencils, it's very important that you work in layers so you can blend. You never ever really want to just use one colored pencil when you're doing something in your sketchbook, because then it's going to look like you colored it. And we don't want our drawings in colored pencil to look like we colored them. We want them to look more mature. So I have a super light layer on the whole thing. Alright, even if you're not finished, I want you to stop and look at what I'm doing next. So I'm taking the yellow. Everybody look, this is really important. This is really harder, a lot harder than this. So I'm taking the yellow and I'm going to put it around at the top on the highlighted area. This is the lightest part. And I'm just lightly adding it near the top. Once I've done that, I'm going to come back with the red again and add just a teeny tiny bit more. I don't want to get too dark, but I want them to blend together. So you see how you're going to switch back and forth between your colors to create a blended effect. Alright, so go ahead and fill in your circle and then start adding your lightest at the top of the color. So if you're using blue, your lighter one's going to be green or yellow. If you're using violet, your lighter one is going to be red. If you're using yellow, don't put another one at the top. Just leave it really light yellow. You might could add a teeny tiny bit of green, but not much. All of my lines, everything I'm adding is in that circular motion. So now I'm adding a little bit more yellow and more red on top so that they'll blend together and create an orange, a red orange. With colored pencil, you can use an eraser on it, but it is not going to clean off as neatly as pencil is. It's going to leave some behind. So it's really important that you don't rely on an eraser with your colored pencil to remove things that you don't want there. I'm going to start adding a little bit of blue as I get towards the mid and the darker tones near the bottom. Just super light. And going back over it with the red to help blend the colors in. If you're not a patient person, this will be an excellent class for you to grow your patience to make good art. You've got to be patient. You've got to take your time, or it's not going to turn out as well as you would like. I'm going to add a little bit of violet in now towards the bottom. Blend that in. The other thing that you need to have to be successful in art is you have to be open to making mistakes, saying that really didn't work, and then trying it again. Art is never a one and done type of class. When you get to where you're making the shadow at the bottom, you're going to use colors that are opposite on the color wheel. You're going to use the color that you use, so I'm using red, and the one directly across from it is green. Colors that are across from each other on the color wheel are called complementary colors, and when you mix complementary colors together, you get brown. And so I want a brownish shadow, but I want it to be in the same colors that I created my sphere in, just so it's a little bit more unified as a picture. So I'm going to layer green and red to create that brown. On the bottom. Just a little like that.